Spinning beach ball. Oh, because that drive's spinning up. Okay, here we go. Resume. We are recording now, and it is time. In 3, 2, 1.
I
love the music.
The morning stream. The morning stream. Am I still here? Hello?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It is the morning stream for the 20th of May, 2024. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Hello, Scott.
It's almost a month ago that we were in Vegas.
Almost, yeah.
Weird.
It's isn't it funny how it feels like it was like just a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
You know, like we just feel like you just got back from it. But in a month it'll be like, oh my God, it was just a couple months ago. Holy cow!
It's so weird to me how fast it just drifts past. When you're leading up to it and you're prepping for it, and it's like all encompassing, and it's just not here yet. But now it's here and done, and I don't know. It feels weird. I don't like it.
Sometimes there's so often time doesn't feel like the same just minute by minute linear path. It feels like
yeah. And I can't decide which form or which side of that I like.
Yeah.
Like there are times
slow.
I think
it slow now. Yeah. I think as a kid I wanted it fast, and now as an adult I want it slow.
Yeah. And when you were a kid, remember when like summer vacations seemed 1,000 years long, and you were so excited because it meant it both felt long, but you wanted it to be long.
Right.
Because you don't want to go back to school. Now 3 months is nothing.
It just passes in the blink of
It's
an eye.
nothing. It's just absolutely nothing. I kind of hate that. So kids, enjoy it while you're there. None of you who are listening to this show, they're watching Kai Cenat and other weird streamers beat video games. That's what they do now.
Great.
That's great. Podcasting.
Right.
Well, anyway, hey everybody, it's nice to see you all. I did a thing that I wanted to do for a while now. I'll actually share this image with you.
Okay.
And with the chat here. Hold on one second, chat. So up on screen during the Fallout show.
Oh yeah.
They put a number. This 21325 vault. And I had a bunch of people write in going, have you guys tried this? You guys try this? You try it on the show. You should try it. Like just freaking out. So I thought it would be like a much more like, remember Lost did that? Lost had some numbers you could call.
Yeah, there have been a few things like that. Right. Lost had the Darman issue. They do it a lot with websites, or what was this? There was a show, it was one of the MCU shows, had QR codes.
Oh, wow. I don't remember that.
Every once in a while, you would see a QR code on the screen, and if you paused and then scanned the QR code, it would take you to a website.
It's like Loki or something, or
Loki, maybe. Yeah,
feels like something Loki would do.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's a thing that I assumed I was going to call it. Maybe Walton Goggins would talk to me because that's who's on the screen.
Sure, right. Like a little recording. Hey, thank you for calling about our vault, and if you want to join,
yeah, all that I expected. Here's what I got instead. Here's the call, right here. That's it. That's it. It hangs up on you at the end and everything. It's just
that's fantastic. I love it. It actually creates a whole bunch of extra world building, right?
I guess so. It tells me that when you call the main vault office, it's just it's all gone to shit.
Yeah.
And I guess that adds to the mystique a little bit. But it does feel like they had an opportunity there to I don't know. They could have done something in like old timey voice here at Vault-Tec, and then have maybe a ghoul invasion in the middle of the call or something like that. I expected more of that.
I think I'm kind of like this. Oh, by the way, it was Moon Knight was the TV show, the MCU TV show that had QR codes, and they would take you to first issue of Moon Knight and important issues with like Khonshu and stuff like that. So anyway,
that's fun.
Yeah, but sorry. So back to the streaming. I kind of love it. I love that it doesn't answer any questions.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't add necessarily anything to the show, but it kind of creates its own kind of its own little mini story that you have to figure out.
Yeah, I just like it in general when people do stuff like this. Like, I think it's just cool to have your connective.
Yeah.
What do you call that? There's a word for it.
Your IRL, you're not IRL experience, but your expanded experience, expanded,
or they call it some kind of game. It's got a word. It's got a name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like out in the real like meat space. There's a word for this. I can't think of it.
What's kind of cool is that this company really can use that for a lot of TV shows. Like at the time, it could have been just fine for Breaking Bad season 3 or something. You could have used it for
could use it for anything.
Severance, right? You could use it for anything. Exactly.
Oh, alternate reality game. ARG. That's it.
Okay.
That's what I've heard of. Yeah. So this isn't so much of a game; it's just a phone call, right? But some of them are like, let's see, what's a good example of this? Like, see, early examples. Like Portal did this. Portal, the video game, included a promotional ARG for its then upcoming sequel, Portal 2. It was created by the Portal 2 development team. Let's see, it had some kind of let's see, there's a bunch of stuff you could do on your own radio. There was a Morse code thing. So there's like this is shit right up your alley. It's like a like a game you would make, kind of task.
Yeah, I would love that kind of thing. Oh yeah. Okay, the Lost Experience. Ozymandias in the chat room said Lost did a lot of this, and I looked it up. As like, there was a thing called the Lost Experience, and I think you gather data about one of the, a different person on the island, one of the other people who was stuck on there or something.
Oh right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Was this on TV? Is this on TV? It wasn't on TV. It was just about the show, right? It was
about the show, but I don't know how you experienced the Lost Experience.
Oh, here it is. Began May 2006. Used websites, voicemail, television, and newspaper ads, and a novel to give people clues.
Oh, really? A novel, too? Huh. Oh, there it is.
That sounds like fun.
Bad Twin, released in May 2006 under the fictitious author Gary Troop, who was aboard Oceanic Flight 815, whose manuscript was discovered by Hurley.
That's great.
Oh, yeah. Then Bird. Okay, yeah, that was the... that's really funny.
Yeah.
I might have to check that out. I
kind of remember it, but I don't have any memory of... I don't have these specific memories. Like, I don't remember a book, an actual book.
I don't remember a book either. Yeah, that's interesting.
Now, here's an idea for a game. What you do is you find, it doesn't even have to be a famous author. You just find a book in a library, and then you go to some page and you find a unique phrase you think helps your game. Mm-hmm. And then now you've got a hint inside of a book that you can use. You don't have to write it for this. You just use somebody's book for this. Like, Brian, your next game could be. I mean, this is basically what's the game you played as kids. This is Oh, my brain today. It has a name. It's like some kind of go find the clues and do the thing.
Oh, Where's Waldo? Or
no, it's like you go down the
scavenger
street.
Hunt.
Scavenger hunt is the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
It reminds me of adult scavenger hunt. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, it totally is. Absolutely. It's like, that's going to take you to this place. And, you have a little thing to figure out there, and then a little riddle, and that takes you to the next place. And,
Why I can't remember the words. Freaking scavenger hunt.
No, I love stuff like that. And there's live versions that we've done here in Denver that, basically take you from place to place. You solve a puzzle, and it tells you the next place to go. Kind of Amazing Race style kind of stuff.
Sure. Yeah, we like that a lot. It is. Yeah. It's a little like geocaching and whatnot, but not quite the same. But that's good. Yeah. That's a good comparison. I haven't done that in so long. Is that still a thing? People still geocache?
I'm sure it is. Yeah, I'm sure it's still. And it's probably a lot easier now that we have GPSs on our phones. I remember when I had to have a separate little GPS device. Mm-hmm. I still have it somewhere, and it's like, you sit there and wait for it. Acquiring satellites. It's like, good Lord.
Yeah,
I just want to find a little metal box locked to a tree that's got an army man in it, so I can put this matchbox car in its place.
We used to love doing this with the kids. We did it all the time when they were little, but not so much lately.
No, not so much.
All right, everybody, check this out. We got a guy who does not like Buckee's. All this Buckee's talk, beaver nuggets and all that,
Right.
Well, he ain't having any.
Hey, Scott and Brian. Screw Buckeeeeeeeeeeeys. I have to go to the temple of that two-tooth terror more often than I'd like. My wife demands we stop there every time we go to Dallas. But that place is always as busy as Black Friday. It's insane. The one thing you guys didn't talk about yet is its real claim to fame down here is the clean bathrooms, which apparently all the ladies love. Anyway, love the show, though.
I missed that last part. I wasn't quite sure what he said.
Something about the cleanest bathrooms, but I couldn't tell what he said after that.
Yeah,
but,
a little jumbled up on his call, but it doesn't sound like he likes going to Buc-ee's.
No, does not enjoy that two-toothed jackass or whatever he called him. I love it.
Two-toothed terror or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was great. Don't feel like you have to hold back, guys. If you want to write in and call in and tell us how much you hate a thing, it's fine.
This is not like yucking somebody's yum. Tell us why you don't like it.
Yeah,
we'd love to
give us the details.
To know. It's funny, but two of us in the chat tried to get "I don't like Buc-eeeeeeeeeys" as a title, and it didn't work for either of us. So,
weird.
It's still open, folks. Still open. You can get that.
Is our pound S or our bang S not working?
Bang S didn't work for me. Didn't look like it worked for 1980s wiki.
Yeah, it looks like.
Claire got it. Looks like.
Okay, so maybe it's mine didn't work though.
Oh, weird. It is in there? Oh, okay. It just didn't give me the showbot saying submission has been added.
Yeah, I'm not getting that either. That's weird. The message isn't coming through. I'm sure BioCow will
but
fix
it is going through. All right, good.
Whatever's going on, you never know. Also, an update on a lot of people might wonder how my life is trying to work my way toward Furiosa viewing.
Right, because you've got that whole situation with Kim leaving town for a little bit, and
yeah, she leaves for 2 weeks, and she leaves on Saturday, something like that. And so her and her sister go to Oregon. So her sister in Mississippi flies here. They get in another plane the very next morning, go to Oregon, and then for 2 weeks they spend either driving or otherwise moving her sister in Oregon down to Mississippi to her new house down there. By the way, this is the sister. If I talked about this is the sister whose husband was shot by cops and killed. Remember that?
Oh, right. Yes. I remember you telling me that story. Holy cow.
It was just a cavalcade of disasters on Kim's side of the family. But anyway, she finally got a settlement with the Oregon State Police something, because it was a completely wrongful death. Like they were out looking for somebody, saw him on his porch and shot him. Basically.
And just shot him. Yeah.
It was awful.
No provocation. No.
Nothing.
He was not holding a weapon or anything. It was just insane.
Just complete bullshit top to bottom. Yeah. And they finally gave a settlement. It was a sizable one. I'm very happy for her. It meant that she could get out of there, move to where she wants to move, get a big house, not worry about having to pay for all this stuff. Get her and her dog down there, see some family, that kind of thing. So it's all good. It's just like it's barely a silver lining to the most hideous story you've ever heard. So that's what Kim's doing. It's all about helping her and getting her moved out and doing all her thing. So while she's gone, I'm kind of hosed on a bunch of fronts. Right? I'm going to eat like crap. I mean, laundry.
It's Scott's dinner tonight, corn nuts.
Oh, hey. Good news.
I know. I heard about the box. Look at this. Oh my God.
I got a whole box
you were talking about.
Yeah.
Look at all those.
I got 10 originals, 6 ranch, 4 barbecue, and 4 chili picante.
10 originals? So this is like.
I wish it was less originals. And they're also the skinnier little bags. Because I'm not the originals are fine. I just don't. Yeah. They're not my favorite. But these, if I had like all picante or barbecue, I'd be happy. But look at these things. They're just little thin bags. Nice little snack size.
Nice little portioned out for you.
Yep. So big thanks to Kim for that. That's by the way, Sam's Club online, samsclub.com.
Oh, nice.
$9 for this.
That's amazing. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, very happy.
Cool.
If you like corn nuts, that's the way to go.
We'll see the state of that box in 2 days. Yeah. Let's see if there's anything in the box before Kim leaves.
Yeah. I would create some really like cheese on corn nuts. There's
going to be cooking with corn nuts.
Cooking with corn nuts. Oh my gosh, the video series will take off. Finally, the viral video I want. Anyway, so my tickets to Furiosa. So here's what we ended up doing. The whole goal originally was we were going to try to do a big thing here, maybe even a big like rent out the theater. And then that kind of went away because it's like, well, where? Because nobody's letting us do it for a big opener like this.
Sure.
And anything where I could do it, it'd probably cost us around $10,000. Nobody's doing that.
No.
So I was like, okay, well, how about just a Utah meetup with all the Utah folks? And so there's been a lot of back and forth on Discord about what we're going to do and how we'd do it. I just can't make the days work for that. So here's our backup plan. I know you're going Thursday, right? Thursday night?
Yeah. Yeah, I got my tickets and I'm ready to go. Go with George because Tina doesn't want to have anything to do with that movie.
Totally fine. And but see, now you're gonna get a whole day ahead of me.
Oh, really? So you're not seeing it Thursday also? You're seeing it Friday.
We tried really hard to get it on Thursday. The problem also is I have shows on Thursday night and that just F's it up. So now Friday. Is there
anybody you do a show with who would expect well, I know Furiosa comes out that night, but by golly, we better be doing a show that night.
Well, in this case, it's Core. They know my love of it, but the hard part is our schedules, they're really hard to align for other nights, and so we just don't know how to do it. So I'm sacrificing night one for that. And then Friday matinee, as early as I could get one. I don't know what Kim ended up getting. We get this brand new theater, the big format EX, whatever. Basically, it's like IMAX on Wish, kind of.
Right. Right. We have that. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like our Alamo Draft House. The Big Show is their equivalent of that. It's not IMAX, but it is a massive screen. It's Dolby Atmos and all that stuff.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing there.
Nice.
And it's cool. I'm very excited. So you are going to have a 24-hour advantage.
No, maybe 12. Maybe a 12-hour.
12-hour advantage.
Okay. Well, or 18 hours. We'll see.
Yeah.
But,
so we'll see what happens. But I am so excited. The reviews are great. Totally stoked.
Yeah. I'll be radio silent about it. I'll tell you, I enjoyed it a lot, but I won't tell you anything more than that. And just
that would be great because then when we get back together, we can have a moment there.
That's right. We'll have a big spoilery discussion 1 week from today on TMS.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this. Anyway, the reviews are hot. I can't wait. I cannot freaking wait.
Nice.
All right, what else? Oh, Brian, you brought something here. What do we got?
One last thing before we get done away. All right, so this was a story that was all over. I saw this on YouTube, and Tina and I cracked up about it the whole time. I even talked with one of my Lyft rides about it. So this line right here, the third line in my notes, can you pronounce that?
I'm going to give it a try.
Okay.
Sa'ara vuranjinjubranum.
Okay, cool. All right, so now I'm going to tell you, this is what you just read is the phonetic pronunciation of a woman that got her nursing degree last week from Thomas Jefferson University in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Oh, no.
And this woman, I guess I'll give everybody the name. Let's see here. I'll put it in chat.
Okay.
Here you go. So you all can see what Scott had to deal with.
Yeah.
So you can watch the entire commencement online, these graduations. And what's great about it is you hear the woman pronounce the name, and then you see the name at the bottom of the screen afterwards. So it almost becomes a little game, like, guess what that name was. So the one you just pronounced there, Scott, is this name right here.
Okay.
Sire.
Well, hold on a second. No, this is how she pronounced it. Sorry, here you go.
Sire Uvun Jinju Brinan.
Wow.
That name is Sarah Virginia Brennan.
Shut up, dude.
That's Sarah Virginia Brennan.
Really?
Yeah.
Why does that all effed up like that? Why is it like that? Why did she say that?
Because they gave her a card, and I'll give you a little. I'll put it in our Discord. You can share it with the chat. They gave her a card for each person that looked like this, and instead of just reading the top of it, she read the middle part, which is that phonetic spelling, which there are a lot of people, in the graduation who have very unusual names. Right. Foreign names that are hard to pronounce. And so there's a lot where, she had to rely on that.
This reminds me of that tabletop card game that you play with your family. What's that called? Where how does it work? You show them a card and it's like this. And then they are trying to say it, but it's really words that are really simple. Like my car is broken down, but instead it's all phonetically weird. So
right, and you have to figure out what that person is saying. Yeah, there's one like that where you have to put a big plastic device in your mouth, but that's not the one you're talking about.
No, not that one. Although I hate that one because it's so gross. Everybody has to use that thing.
It is really gross, and it's just like drool all over it. All right, let's give you a few more names. I think it's more fun to tell you the names ahead of time so you can appreciate the mangling of them.
Right.
Here is Allison Nicole Bishop.
All right.
Alisuna Cole Bishop.
Just look up one line, lady. Just read the name.
Marissa Lynn Brabazon Carr.
Maricelin Brabazan Carr.
Wow. And people clapped. That's the best part.
People clapped. Megan Louise Aubrey.
All right.
Michinlu Iabri.
You think they're having a meeting today about how,
I think so, yeah. But Jessica Lynn Bauer.
Okay.
There's Jessica Lynn Bauer.
Jessica Lynn Bower.
She got close toward the end.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Here's my favorite. Finally, Stephanie Batista Santos.
Okay.
Stephanie is the first name.
Okay.
Remember that.
All right.
Efuni Batista Santos.
Also, I get the feeling whoever did the phonetics on this might be having a little fun. Like
maybe. Well, so I picked up a woman in the lift this weekend named Jessica, and I said, "Oh, hi, she got in, confirmed with her where she was going. I said, "You haven't by chance seen the video of the woman mangling names on the graduation?" She's like, "No, tell me about it." So I told her about it, and I had it already on my phone from Tina and I watching it, and played Jessica Lynn Bauer.
Yeah.
And she's like, "God, that's weird. I wonder if she was dyslexic or having a stroke." And I said, "No, it's like apparently she was confused by the phonetic spelling." So she pulled up, like if you search for Jessica phonetically, you get Jess and then letter I and then K-U-H for the ka, right? Jessica. Yeah. But if you come from a Latin language background, Mexico or Portuguese or something like that, the letter I is pronounced E in those languages. And K-U-H, the letter U is U instead of So your vowels in Spanish are A, E, I, O, U.
Right.
And so you would like automatically go, oh, okay, Jessiku.
I mean, that would throw me the hell off. I would not be able to do it. But
right,
I get it.
No.
I'm looking at some website right now, and you're right. The way they break these out, it's all like this.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a little surprised. I thought it would be... The whole idea is to make it simpler.
The whole idea is to make it simpler, but why she didn't just look up and say, "Oh, Sarah Virginia Brennan."
Yeah. These aren't hard names. I get if it's like some girl from Dubai, and you're trying to pronounce their name or whatever. But Jessica, I would glance up 1 inch. That's what I would do.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's fantastic. Nice catch on those.
No problem. I'll send you a few of those if you want to capture them out for audio. Good news is that Adele Dazeem did get her diploma. So
good.
Adele Dazeem now is a practicing nurse in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Congratulations to her. She's finally done it. Well, all right then. How about a game? A game of our own making. One that we did. And when I say we, I mean you. Brian did. He does them. Well, I mean, I'm here to help present. But Brian does the hard work on these games. I'm not very game-minded, even though I play a lot of games.
Don't sell yourself short. You're very gamey.
That's true, and I am proud of my card games. Other than that, I don't know if I'm very good at this sort of thing. But I do know this: I'm killing time while I try to add Dunaway because his name.
It's a very good stall.
His name
will
come
help you
out
out with that. Yeah.
There it is. Okay. For some reason, that was coming through weird. All right. Anyway, here it is. Now this. Brian Dunaway joining us all the way from South Carolina. Hello, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hey, my neighbors right next door, awesome people, love them. They just moved out and are headed your direction. They're going to live in South Carolina for a year and fix up a house out there for their parents, and then they're coming back here. But while they're there, I told them that you existed and that you would take good care of them. Okay?
So, yeah, totally. We should totally meet up. And while they're away from their home, I'll be heading your way.
Excellent.
We'll Squatters' rights.
That's right. Squatters'
They got a
rights.
pool?
Yeah, no, they have a hot tub though.
Hot diggity dog.
Yeah.
Looks like Brian Dunaway got a new hot tub.
That's right.
Brian Dunaway.
No. Well, anyway, it's good to have you here, man. We're going to play a game. As you know, it's the Monday Half-Asses, and Brian here will explain all the details.
Yeah. Welcome to the Morning Half-Asses, a trivia game where I'm actually going to be giving you the answers. I'll give Scott and a Brian a category, and Scott and a Brian and a category, and 6 possible answers, 3 of which are correct, and 3 that are like the woman's pronunciation of the name Thomas when it's in the name of the university was completely wrong.
Wow.
You get if you get any of those wrong, you get 0 points for that round. Get 1 right gets you a point, 2 right gets you 3 points, and 3 right gets you 5 points total. Player with the most points after 3 rounds wins a prize for their contestant, and contestants will be pulled from members of the Tadpool that aren't able to listen live. Scott, you're going to be playing for Jimmy in Arizona.
Arizona. Fantastic.
Arizona.
Mhm.
Brian, you're going to be playing for Chris Warren in Wisconsin.
Nice.
Chris. Yes.
WI, baby. Woo!
That's right. All right, let's get to your questions. These are, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. These are maybe a little bit on the tougher side, but play to your strengths.
All right.
Play it safe. I don't know. Do what you can do.
All right.
The first one, well, we just talked about pronunciations and English and all that sort of thing. The first one are English words that originated in Amerindian languages. Amerindian. So Native American.
Thank you.
or
Thank you for
indigenous-
translating that for me, because I was like, I don't know what you're saying.
Indigenous people's language.
Amerindian. Okay, so you're saying like American Indian.
Amerindian. But there's like a word you use when you're talking about.
You know what I love? The
About
fact
language.
that you spent 10 minutes making fun of that lady, and you can't even say this. Karma's a bitch.
I should have put it phonetically on here. Absolutely, yes.
I love it. You know, the ones that were here before we got here and we took all their shit. Those guys. Those
Those are
talking
the
about.
ones right there.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Sure.
We found it. Oh,
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. All right, your words are. Let's put them on screen for you. Asparagus, potato, tundra, avocado, cedar, and hurricane.
Oh my gosh. Oh, these are hard.
Yeah.
Asparagus.
asparagus.
Asparagus?
Like I said, asparagus.
I'm doing
What is that
too.
even?
I don't know. I feel very
My theory was this:
Yeah.
if it was available for the Native Americans to have seen, it's probably a word they already had. Whereas, potato, we knew what a potato was. Anyway,
Right,
continue.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, you guys are both locked in.
Do it.
All right, you guys both settled on cedar. Cedar actually comes from Greek or
Damn it.
Latin. But you guys, other choices, avocado and hurricane, both come from Amerindian languages.
Rock songs.
Let's see here. Avocado comes from
Hurricane.
Nahuatl, and hurricane comes from Carib.
Carib.
Did it not reveal the answers? Did it reveal
No,
them for
it
you
did
guys?
not do it.
Would you reveal the
there it
answers,
is.
please?
There it is.
There we go.
It
Okay.
was potato. Interesting.
Potato
so we
is the
took
other one,
their
yeah.
potato. What did we call it before? Potato? Is that what we called it?
No, I
that
think
one-
what did we call it? I don't know if we had a word. Well, obviously we
I don't
didn't
know.
because it came from this.
Yeah, it came from
It's
Taino.
weird that the English language did not have a potato. I just find that incredibly.
It may have had
insane.
something. It probably had like I don't know, knobby brown thing or something.
Well, I wonder what the old word was.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't know. I'd like to find out as well. That's crazy to me. Hurricane. I started seeing a pattern here, and so I thought, ooh, Hurricane is a city here, and I knew that was named after Native Americans.
Yep.
Cedar. So then I thought, well, maybe Cedar City is because it's just up the road by an hour and a half, and I was wrong. So
we love cedar here in the U.S., so I thought it made sense. But I
we're
guess
big
not.
fans of cedar. Sure. Cedarwood. Smell it. All right. Fair enough.
All right. Very good. Let's get to
Or
question
tadpole.
number 2. Moving on to Nabisco products.
Ooh.
All right. Which of these are products you get from Nabisco? Lorna Doone, Goldfish, Barnum's Animal Crackers, Teddy Grahams, Chips Deluxe, and Cheez-Its.
They all sound right.
Gosh dang it. There's no way I'm getting this right. Keebler, you say?
Keebler. No, I'm sorry, Nabisco.
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 Not the. You can so easily fool Ibit apparently.
You barely
So
can. Yes,
Keebler,
exactly.
right? Yeah, Keebler.
No, it's-
Yeah,
what's-
Keebler. Yeah.
What's
Parker
weirder?
Brothers.
What's
No,
weirder?
Milton Bradley. What is it?
These names are all like Galoob. Is it Galoob? Anyway,
right.
let's see what we got here. This is hard.
This one's hard. So Lorna Doone, Goldfish, Barnum's Animal Crackers, Teddy Grahams, Chips Deluxe, and Cheez-Its.
All right.
3 of those are made by
Barnum
Nabisco.
makes his own animal crackers, so it's not that.
I don't think it's Goldfish. I don't even know about this other one, and I want to be conservative yet bold here, so I'm just gonna go these two.
Okay. All right. Well, you should have just stayed with your first one, Scott. But, you got greedy and went for 2. Lorna Doone is correct. Lorna Doone does come from Nabisco.
Okay.
The other
I
2 that come
clicked
from
on it.
Nabisco, Goldfish come from Pepperidge Farms. You guys, neither of you fell for that.
Yeah,
one.
because they comes that little bag that the Milano cookies in.
That's
so
the
I
other
knew I'd be
exactly.
somebody
It's
else.
the same shape. Yeah, exactly. Chips Deluxe comes from the aforementioned Keebler.
Shit.
And
Yeah,
Cheez-Its
yeah.
comes from Sunshine Biscuits. Your
Oh,
3
come
are
on!
Lorna Doone, Teddy Grahams, and Barnum's Animal Crackers come
Really?
from come from Nabisco.
Yeah, I almost
Now that
picked Lorna Doone.
now that you confirm Barnum's, I can see it. I can see the triangle logo in the
little-
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn it.
I only eat the animal crackers that are frosted.
Yeah.
I like the ones that are like all laid out with the frost on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Petridge Farm
Yeah.
remembers Goldfish.
That's
You know what?
right.
That's what's
Cheer-
funny. That's kind of funny that Petridge Farm does Goldfish, right?
Mhm.
And they remember, but the joke is that Goldfish remember nothing.
Right, they have a 10-second memory.
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farm.
But they remember. That's amazing.
We remember for our goldfish because our goldfish can't remember.
I think goldfish are stubborn. I think they remember.
Oh,
just
God.
think
I
they're
like that you
screw
did the whole thing in the voice. Our goldfish don't remember. That's amazing.
JRPW says, apparently people in the U.S. don't know that Lorna Doone is a classic 19th century novel by R.D. Blackmore. No, for me, it's always been the real name of the Marvel character, the Marvel mutant Polaris.
Oh, is that true? Lorna Doone, is that
No,
true?
it's Lorna Dane.
Oh, I thought it was Lorna Doodle.
Yeah, Lorna Doodle. All right, let's get to the last one here. Question number 3: Secret Service code names. Secret Service code names. Don't know why it says services. I mean, I know why I put a typo in there, but I don't know why I put that typo in there. Your choices are Angel for Air Force One, Crockpot for the White House Situation Room, Cobweb for the Vice President's Office, Bamboo for the Presidential Motorcade, Time Bomb for the Pentagon, and Camelot for the White House. Which 3 of these are the actual Secret Service code names for those places?
Now,
and
are these
people?
I have a question for the judge here. Are these permanent names for the things that are correct? Meaning it's
Yes, because
Okay.
remember, like different presidents have different code names, but the names in here are the ones that they continue to use across all presidencies.
okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it good to know?
Also, I'm trying not to let Hollywood get in my way a little bit. It's a very specific one.
Anything I click here is going to be an absolute guess,
Yeah.
and not in a good way. Not in a like I figured it out and it's a good answer. It's a I'm going to click this one.
I wish the Situation Room was hot farts. That's what I want.
It's like that.
Just sitting
be
in there
great.
doing hot farts. Oh man! All right.
These sound like bullshit.
Well, that's because you're discerning, critical mind. It's
Yeah,
fine.
well, there's no critical thought on this one, so I'm just clicking.
All right.
Give me it.
Okay. All right.
do
You
it.
guys both locked in. Let's go for this. All right. You guys both settled in on Angel for Air Force One.
Woo.
That is
Wrong.
correct.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Angel is Air Force One. Camelot is not the White House. I'm
Shit!
not sure. Somebody said
No,
Olympus
because-
was the White House.
Well, Olympus is the
Exactly.
movie, the Olympus Has Fallen thing, and I didn't want to fall for that, and I guess I did. Damn it.
Let's
Yep.
see if I have a list here. Government officials. Is there locations?
That is
there we go.
rude.
Locations.
Yeah.
So the presidential motorcade, yeah, as you see, is really Bamboo. Angel is Air Force One. Cobweb is the Vice President's office.
That's
the
rude.
Pentagon
Vice
is
President.
actually Calico.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the White House Situation Room is Cement Mixer.
Wow.
Yep.
We need some
And
updates.
let's see, what else was another fake one? The
Motorcade? Oh, no, that's
Citadel.
correct.
Citadel is the White House.
Oh, Citadel. Because Olympus, they made up for that movie, I think.
Right.
Right. Oh, and then Angel Has Fallen is the... No, I don't remember. Angel Has Fallen was something else. So I guess it was the plane. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Was there one? There was one for Angel. I remember Olympus.
I
Olympus,
want to know
Angel...
why Cobweb is the vice president's office. That
Yeah,
seems
that's
like an
really
insult.
weird. It does, right? Like
It was
really weird,
it was Olympus, then it was London.
White House Down, then Olympus Has Fallen.
Then it was
Or no,
Fergie.
White House Down is a different
Separate.
series.
Yeah, that was the Deep
Yeah.
Impact of their Armageddon.
That's right. That's right.
That
That might be where I'm getting confused. Is that I was.
And I think
Tell
we
me that
watched
one.
Angel Has Fallen on FilmSack, or if we didn't, we watched it somewhere. And I thought that was pretty
Right.
good. That is actually all right.
Yeah.
I was
All right.
surprised because the second one, the London one, abysmal, terrible, not good.
I
Yeah,
thought they were
yeah.
all good.
Yeah, of course you
I
did.
enjoyed all of
Of course
them.
you did.
Yeah, you have the VHS gold release or whatever. the
No, don't be stupid. That's a DVD era. Come on.
hell? Yeah, you're right. It's Blu-ray era.
Funny ones here. The Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City. Secret Service name is Roadhouse.
Oh, nice.
I love it.
Weird.
Cowpuncher, another acceptable name for Air Force One. The
Cow puncher. How is
Cowpuncher.
that?
U.S. presidential state car, also known as Stagecoach, but the follow-up car is Halfback.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do they call the president's penis? What is that?
Well, depends on the president.
Hot
Spaghetti
farts.
noodle.
Man.
Top
Angel-
fart. Come
angel
on,
hair.
man.
Come on,
Angel
man.
hair,
That's right.
maybe.
Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, it's the Mushroom Kingdom.
Mushroom Kingdom.
You know what I realized yesterday? I realized this yesterday. We really have the worst choice this year. George W. Bush is younger than either of our current candidates.
Oh, wow.
Think
Yeah.
of that.
Wow.
Think of that. The president from who
I don't care
got out.
whose side you're on. These guys are far too old for anything. Get
They're
them
all
out
too
of
old.
here.
Let them retire. Both of them. Just go. Just sit around, man. What are you doing?
Get some young folks up in here.
Well, there you go. Well done, Brian Dunaway, on your win.
That's
You
right. So
won.
that means Chris Warren is going to be getting the prizes. Chris Warren from Wisconsin. You're going to be getting a copy of Impulsion, and we brought this up last week, Escape Game Fort Boyard. Fort Boyardee.
Mhm.
You're going to be getting a copy of those. But Jimmy, in Arizona, you're getting a copy of Pharaonic. Like it's spelled like pharaohs, but with an NIC at the end and no H, so Pharaonic, I guess.
His nickname should be
MOUSE.
should be
Yeah, that
Ariz-
should have been given to me phonetically. Is
his,
really what
his
should
nickname should be Arizona Jimmy. That's a cool name.
it should be.
Well, congratulations to you.
Congratulations. You're a winner.
And I get a big old fat. Where is it? I lost it. No, I don't know where it went. I'll take Brian's fart noise. That works just fine.
Yeah.
There you go. That works.
If you want to participate in this stuff, you can sign up on the. There's always a what do we call that? The thing that you put up on the site that lets people suggest topics.
A poll?
The,
a suggestion.
Oh, the survey.
The
But that's,
survey. It's over right
yeah,
now,
no.
but just know that in future we have these
Surveys.
moments where we do surveys.
No. The
No?
survey's for the Ted Pulley feud, and that's still up. People can still.
Oh,
People can still contribute to the survey.
we
This,
never do that here. Then what do we do?
There's an I want to play link or something like that on frogpants.com/TMS where people can enter in their their wish to be considered for a in absentia prize on this game.
So if somebody has a really amazing idea though for the questions, do they just contact you or?
Yeah, email those to me because I won't see those in the survey for Tad Pulley feud.
I prefer when
Or I won't-
people
I
just
won't
post it
read
on
those as,
Twitter
yeah.
and then tag me, you, and Scott. in
Yeah,
it.
there you
Those are
go.
my
That'd
favorite.
You prefer that? Yeah, that's a great organized way to
Yeah.
handle it.
That's right.
Dunaway, good job, and also kick our butts.
No, you?
Kiss our butts. That's what I meant.
Kick our butts.
Please kick our butts.
Please kick our butts.
Nicely done. All right, everybody. How about a little bit of news in your life? It's time for the news brought to you by
During TMS Vegas, a wonderful woman and I were talking, and they were wondering how to share the information to raise funds for their upcoming event. Their nephew had recently surpassed them in the fundraising campaign. She was unsure how to get sponsors for a campaign when I came up with a great idea on how to get her fundraiser shared and funds raised for a wonderful cause, the MS-150. Let's show how that's really funny. Let's show Aunt Barb the Tadpool love and support the Tadpool love and support her in attempts to surpass our own Coverville. Visit tiny.cc/Aunt Barb MS-150 to try and surpass Coverville. Let's see, that is Aunt Barb is so it's capital A. I don't. What does Tiny CC? They do capitalization.
I
right?
don't remember if they were case sensitive. It used to be, or maybe they are still. I cannot remember. Let me try a couple of ways here and see what happens.
Yeah, try a couple of ways. It's tiny.cc/Aunt Barb MS-150, and the A, the B, the M, and the S are all capitalized if that's important. Thanks for the supports. Brought to you by Loey D, aka Mrs. Taffy Guy.
So did you not know that was a thing?
Thanks a lot, Loey.
Yeah.
No, I had no idea. I did not even read ahead on this one. I just started reading it, so that is hilarious.
Oh, good. I was really hoping that's how that was going to happen. Is you were just going to read it and
she
find
does.
out.
Both she and Uncle George need the love. They don't have a tadpole behind them to help get their funding going for the MS-150s. So
yep, go check it out. And I confirmed it is case sensitive. So Aunt Barb and MS, so A, B, and MS are all capitalized.
The A, the B, the A and Aunt, the B and Barb, and the MS are all capitalized.
Makes it slightly more complicated, but you guys will figure it out. You're smart internet people. All right.
Cool. By the way, Jeannie says the link to I Want to Play is pinned in the Facebook group. So if you go to the Facebook group, that's where you'll find the link pinned for playing the Half-Asses game if you're not able to be here live. And Cyrenex says, is there a cooldown period for signing up for Half-Asses? I think I was one like 2 years ago. Oh, so if we've used your name, maybe wait 6 months, but you can enter again. Yeah. And if you've already entered, I don't delete those names until I use you. So feel free to only enter once, because if I see duplicates in there, I will delete them.
You've been warned.
So,
all right.
That's right.
Let's get to this story about Metallica's James Hetfield. We like him. He's cool. Napster bad. Yeah. Well, he has used Lemmy Kilminster. You know Lemmy from Motorhead.
Yep.
He used his ashes in a Motorhead tattoo he had put on himself.
Well, that's appropriate. If you can get a hold of him, that's a very good use for those ashes.
Yeah,
sure.
If you can find Lemmy's ashes, good Lord, the things you could do. Metallica frontman James Hetfield has a new tattoo, which includes some of Lemmy's ashes and a suitably rock and roll tribute to the Motorhead star. In an Instagram post on Wednesday, Hetfield showed off the Ace of Spades design etched on his middle finger. Ace of Spades.
Perfect. Yeah.
Right on his bird.
Was it? It's on his middle finger.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you said that, etched on his middle finger.
Is there a photo? I didn't even look. Let's see. I mean, I'm sure there is on Instagram, but let's see here, chat. You guys want to see where he put it? Oh, I don't have a link. That's okay. Well, anyway, he got an urn. Let's see. In last March last year, it was announced that an urn containing some of them would be housed at a heavy metal festival called Bloodstock in Canton Park in Derbyshire, and he got a hold of it there.
Nice.
Let's see. Also, speaking in 2016, Hetfield told a local newspaper that Lemmy's death left him distraught. My vision of him was as a statue of a man that was immortal. When he passed, it scared me like, where's our captain now? He'd been a godfather to us. There's no doubt that without him, there would be no Metallica. When he was around, I just felt like things were going to be okay, he says. So this means a lot to him on that level.
That's cool.
Lemmy was cool, man. He was a different dude. I liked him a lot.
He was kick-ass mustache, like,
like
the whole porn stash thing all the way down his face.
That thing was the best. It probably, well, I don't know if it took years off his life, but it took years off his face. Let's move on to this story about let's stay in music for a minute. All right.
Okay. All right.
Flavor Flav is the new official hype man for the U.S. women's water polo team.
Oh, yeah, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't even need to explain why, because that tracks so perfectly.
Right off the bat, you're like, I was waiting for when we would get news of this, right?
I heard this news and I went, oh, yeah, boy.
You wore a clock around your neck and everything.
Uh-huh, yeah.
The U.S. didn't he poop on stairs or something in a TV show? What was the deal?
It was one of the women that he was wooing pooped on the stairs. It was that Flavor of Love. And the only reason I know this is because they played that clip incessantly on the Soup.
That's right.
But one of the women actually was like running upstairs and sharted.
Wasn't it what's her name that was married to Stallone for a while?
Bridget Nielsen.
Bridget Nielsen,
was, I think. Yeah, or on a follow-up reality show with him. That's a type of reality show that I don't care too much for.
I don't either. It's fun to watch him cheese it on the Soup, but other than that, yeah.
For sure, that's the only way I'll watch that stuff. Is I miss the Soup. There needs to be a new version of the Soup.
Yeah, can we get a Soup 2.0? Who can come? Who would you have back if you can't get Joel or anyone else who's done
Joel
it?
McHale?
Who would you get today?
Because this would really be 3.0, right? Because originally it was Talk Soup with
oh right,
that guy
Craig
who
Kilborn,
was
or not Craig Kilborn.
Actor who went on to like movies like Sabrina and Dear God.
Why can't I think of his name?
Greg Kinnear.
Greg Kinnear.
Thank you, Ken from Chicago.
Jeez Louises. Yeah, you had Kinnear. Then you had McHale was.
You had John, not John Stewart, but it was John. He was one of the guys who did Wipeout, and he had a little skunk boy. He had a little white spot in his hair.
He was a personal favorite. I liked him.
Was he? Yeah. Hal Sparks, right? Was a thing. Was one for a while. Joel McHale. So who would you get now?
Yeah. We had the one lady.
Aisha Tyler.
Aisha Tyler was great. She was good.
Love her.
She's great.
I'm enjoying Archer a lot more. Did I even say that I paused Archer for a little while and watched all of the Stitch movies I haven't seen, the sequels.
Oh, you did? How'd that go?
Yeah. It was good. You know what? I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought it would. And the second one, actually, they all bring back Kevin McDonald from Kids in the Hall as one of the two aliens. Tia Carrere as Lilo's older sister.
Yeah.
Dakota Fanning came back, I think, for one of them as Lilo.
So they're worthy of a watch, you think?
They're worthy of a watch, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
John Henson, that's it. Thank you, TV's Travis.
John Henson, that's the guy.
John, the skunk boy. So who would you get now? You know, I hate to say it would have to be somebody like maybe like a podcasting or YouTube personality. I mean, Mark Maron probably would be pretty funny, but there's no way he'd feel like that was probably a step down from what he's doing now.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it'd have to be somebody who's just really dry with their humor.
Yes, very sarcastic, very...
There's probably some... I mean, I can tell you who I'd want, but there's no way they'd ever get him, and that would be Dave Attell, the comedian Dave Attell.
Oh, that's not bad, yeah.
And Dave is old as shit now.
Oh, shit, you know who'd be great is Delancey, John Delancey?
Delaney.
John Mulaney. John Delancey.
John
Q.
Delancey.
Yeah, thinking of Krusty Space Hands. John Mulaney. Jeez Louise. Get Krusty Space Hands to do it.
Yeah, he'll do it. He's got nothing else going
on. Yeah, Sean just said that too. But John Mulaney would be hilarious because he's got that level, that sense of humor that would be perfect for that.
It does seem like it's a little too small of a gig, though, and I wonder if that's the beauty of the Soup was you knew you were going to get somebody who was like a bright shot for the future of comedy, like somebody who was like, oh, they're really going to go on to something, and they all did.
Up.
Yeah, on the way up instead of going back. Yeah. So I think it'd have to be somebody like that, but I don't know. I miss it though. I like that show a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, anyway,
Taron Killam. Let Taron Killam have a job because he was great on SNL. He was great on that TV show he was on for a while, and he could totally pull this off.
Yeah, get in there, get that done. Anyway, the water polo team, when they go to Paris this summer, they got Flavor Flav there. He's the hype man. That's the whole story. It's literally it.
We spent more time talking about the headline than there really is as far as meat of the story.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean, the idea, well, I'll tell you. Okay, so here's a quote from, let's see, Maggie Steffens. This is the team's captain. She made a plea on social media to her followers to build up support for the team. Quote, there's no greater honor than representing Team USA on the Olympic stage side by side with strong, talented, driven women who empower you every day, she says on her post on May 4th. She added water polo, women's water polo specifically, may not be the most popular sport or on everyone's radar, but with women's sports even more on the rise, I encourage everyone to give these women a try, she says. And by the way, I think water polo is hardcore. You guys are strong
totally
as hell. I do not know how you people do it. Crazy.
Any game you know, anything where you compete in the water is a lot harder than doing it online because of that extra drag and extra slowdown of being in the water to do that. It's so tough. It still doesn't explain why Flava Flav is involved, though.
Well,
none of this article explains what he's doing.
So here's what he did. He replies. So it says here, the 65-year-old rapper stepped forward to help the U.S. team to get its unprecedented 4th consecutive gold medal at the Paris Olympics this summer. Here's what he said as a comment. Quote, as a girl dad and supporter of all women's sports, I'ma personally sponsor you, my girl. Whatever you need, he commented on her post. Quote, and I'ma sponsor the whole team. And then he added, that's a Flavor Flav promise, he says.
Oh, wow.
So then she said, yeah, and now they're doing it. So there you go.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
That's how it happens. Sometimes the internet is a magical place where truly magical things can happen.
where combinations you'd never expect to work still don't.
Yep, somehow still don't. All right, that's going to do it for today's news. We come back from this break. We're going to spend some time with Steven Schleicher. Got a couple things boiling over there on his in his pot, as it were. Yeah. And we'll do that here in a second. But first, we must hear a song. Brian, play a song.
There is a magical moment in life, Scott, when a band that has long time been one of your favorite bands. I'm saying one of my favorite bands, gets to the point, or let me rephrase that, where you grow up with one of your favorite bands, and then you get a podcast where you can promote and play music, and the PR group for one of your favorite bands sends you a PR thing to promote a song. That's happening right now for me. A favorite band of mine is the Matt Johnson. We've talked about how much I love this band before. I've done a couple covervilles all about him, and I love the Mind Bomb album is fantastic. Infected is fantastic. He's just put out nothing but great albums. They are announcing their first new studio album in a quarter century.
Jeez.
The is back. Brand new album is called Ensoulment, and it comes out September 6th on Cineola Ear Music. Big thanks to Lisa Gothel at Grandstand Media for letting me know about this one. The first single is out, and it's called Cognitive Dissident. This is the brand new single from The. Enjoy.
Sending me emails begging for my bumhole.
This is an outrage.
And we're back. Who the heck was that again? Tell me.
Oh,
again.
Scott, that was the great band, bad SEO, bad search engine optimization.
Yeah.
They got a brand new album coming out in September called Ensoulment. That is the first single from it. It's called Cognitive Dissident, and if you ask me, Matt Johnson has never sounded better.
I agree. Even more than my brother Matt Johnson. Sounds way better than him.
That's right. He's easily your favorite, or your second favorite Matt Johnson.
That's
in the
right.
world.
Yep.
Yes.
Saw him this weekend. He said hi to everybody. He likes that you're all watching his goofy videos, so keep that up.
Nice.
He appreciates it. Okay. Well, let's get Steven in here.
Yeah.
He's around. I just know it. Here we go. I saw him chatting in there, so I know he's here, and I'm going to play his thing.
And now welcome Steven to the show. He's a huge freaking nerd.
Dollar bills, y'all.
Oh, dollar bills is all we need, and Steven is here to bring them. Hello, Steven Schleicher. Welcome back.
Hello, Scott. Hello, Brian.
Hey, man. Feels like it's been a while. How are you?
I'm good. School is over. I have turned in
Yay.
all grades, and we're all done, and now we're into summer vacation, and I have to yell at my kids to get out of the basement and stop playing video games and go get some sunshine.
Right.
I literally had that conversation with the youngest today. I was like, listen, I don't want you down in the basement all day. I need you upstairs. Get outside.
What are your kids into right now? What are they playing? That they're
I don't know. Something where the oldest at 1 o'clock in the morning is screaming at the top of his lungs throughout the house at somebody else on the other end of the game, and he's not using good words.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then the youngest is, I don't know, playing something that also has him screaming at the top of his lungs, bad words at inappropriate times.
I'm curious. I'm very curious. Is it?
I'm sure it's one of those, first-person team shooter things.
Fortnite kind of thing.
Could be Fortnite.
Not Fortnite. Probably like Rainbow Siege 6 or whatever that stuff is.
Oh yeah, my son-in-law is really into Rainbow Siege, and he plays that all the time. Or no, Rainbow Siege.
I think I don't know what the games are.
Rainbow
it's one of those
6.
first-person shooters where you shoot at each other and
it's
try
Rainbow,
to kill, and then your team
right.
doesn't win, and so you yell curse words at 1:30 in the morning, and I have to come banging on your door saying, "Knock it off!"
Rainbow Six
Turn it
Siege.
off the internet.
Yeah, it's Rainbow Six Siege, and that game is so so co-op dependent that if somebody in your team screws up, especially a rando, you do get pretty pissed. I get it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if the oldest is playing Helldivers or not. That would be another one that would probably have him screaming at the top of his lungs.
Yeah, could do it. Helldiver would make you yell. Although Helldiver mostly makes me laugh, but whatever.
I mean, it's silly, but some people get a little bit too into it.
It's
always like
true.
I have to go to the kids and I have to say, listen, I know it's just a game. I know you're getting emotionally attached to it.
Yeah.
But take a break, take a deep breath, and remember, it's just a game. You got so many other things going on in your life that this one video game screw up is not going to be the end.
You're like
But
a
Dad,
human.
I want to be a podcaster like you, and I want to have something cool to podcast about.
As soon as they say that, I pull out my checkbook and you say, "You see the balance of this checkbook? You see how much money is in there?
Yeah.
You're going to go get a real job.
Get a real
You're going
job,
to be
kid."
a teacher at a college."
That's right.
That's about right. Yeah.
Well, whatever. Keep it up, Dad. You're doing a good job. Let's get to some stuff today. The Eisner nominees were announced. This is exciting.
This is the big deal for all the comic industry. The Eisner Awards announced will be revealed in July at the San Diego Comic-Con. There are some really great people nominated, so many great titles nominated this year. I think under Best Limited Series, though, this is the one that, if it wins, I think will be the funniest to announce. Under the Best Limited Series by Carolyn Cash, it's Pee Pee Poo Poo.
Pee Pee Poo Poo. Nice. This is the story of the creation and upbringing of Patrick Béjean, France. Is that what this is?
No, but it is Carolyn Cash's take on 60s underground indie comics, and it's definitely got a gay bent on that. But people are just like, this came out of nowhere a couple of months ago, and people are just loving it top to bottom.
I see my two Toms are multiple times in this list. Tom Taylor, my favorite two Toms, Tom Taylor and Tom King.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't let Merritt hear you say that.
I know, right? He's number 3. He's my third favorite Tom. It's fine.
Tom Taylor in his Nightwing and Titan series over at DC Comics got a nomination, and I don't remember what the other Tom got nominated for off the top of my
Tom
head there.
Tom King, World's Finest. I think World's Finest.
Oh,
part 1.
Yeah. Well, actually, World's Finest, Superman, Batman, World's Finest, is Mark Waid, and that is something people. If you're not checking it out, if somebody is like, "Oh, comics are too dark and brooding," they've been that way. Number one, since the 1980s. Number two, Mark Waid is basically taking Batman and Superman, and his argument years ago, when people were arguing about the darkness of the Zack Snyder films, was, I bet I could tell a story that's keeps everything kind of in that silver agey lightness, and the Batman Superman World's Finest series does that. It does have sometimes some darker tones, but it's been very good. One of the more recent arcs, Mark Waid is the writer for Kingdom Come, one of the greatest future looks at DC Comics or DC characters that was out there. He even went and revisited that recently in his run, so there's that for people to check out.
Dude, freaking Kingdom Come still like in my top 3 comics ever. It's so good. Such
Oh
an
yeah,
amazing
it
run.
is really, really good.
Yeah, totally good. Worth checking out if you never read it. Yep.
Under the art category, you've got Dan Mora, who does the Superman, Batman World's Finest series, as well as the Shazam series at DC. But one of my favorites on this list is Chris Samney. Chris Samney does this really cool kind of like, it's hard to describe his art. It at times feels like the Johnny Quest art from the 1960s in that kind of style. But he did a series with what's his name? The Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman, called Firepower, and it wrapped up this year. And it is about a guy who finds out that his family comes from a long line of martial artists that are destined to preserve the world, and they have the ability to shoot fire out of their hands and all these cool things. It is a really cool series to go check out, and Chris Samney's art is really, really good on that. So definitely some good stuff to go check out. We've got the complete list of the Eisner nominees over at majorspoilers.com. Also, they're on the San Diego Comic-Con website, but I mean, you could go to Major Spoilers. Give me the hits. San Diego doesn't need it. Yeah. But you can go and check those out, and there are just some fantastic, fantastic comics that people can pick up and read. And some of these you may not have ever heard before, because DC and Marvel did not have as many nominations as I thought they would this year. There's a brand new company called Distillery. We've talked about them before. They launched, I want to say, last year, and they've already got nominations on the list. So there's some good stuff for people to go pick up.
That was quick of them getting on there right away.
kind of like with the Academy Awards, this is a great way to discover new stuff. Go down the list of best limited series or best single issue or whatever, and new series, and just check them out. So it's you could do much worse than picking from this list as something new to read.
I think one of the first things popped up there, Scott, best new series, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, features a bear that anthropomorphic bear that may have some killing to do.
Oh
wow. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees.
That's where you're
watch out for them there bears, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
That's great. Congratulations to all the noms. And when does that happen? That's soon, right?
Comic-Con is the same week that I have to go out of town for a wedding. So it is July 26th, I believe.
Out of town weddings, man. What are we even doing? It's so dumb.
Yeah, it's a family thing. So
the ones that make you travel. My brother just did that, or sister just did that to my whole family, so I can kind of tease her, but it just seems like a pain in the ass. Just get married. You know what? Go to take the money and run. Young couples, you don't need to do all this circumstance pomp and business. Just go. Just get.
Technically, my niece is getting married in her hometown. She just happens to be in another state. So.
Gotcha. All right. Well, be safe. All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about EC Comics being back from the dead. I thought these guys were long gone. What happened here?
So if you're not familiar with the sordid history of EC Comics, back in the Golden Age, Silver Age, EC Comics was the horror comic that was out there. There was lots of horror comics that were out there, but EC Comics is the one that had the deepest, darkest, Tales from the Crypt, all of that kind of stuff that they were doing. Well, unfortunately, when the government decided to start looking at what was wrong with the kids these days, and should we be looking at and controlling things like comic books and movies and TV, they brought William Gaines to the hearing, and he was very flippant to all of the senators and everything. And if you get a chance to go check it out, he's very direct, saying, "Why would I want to censor my comics or allow other people to censor my comics?" The bad thing was that at the time, all the comic creators had kind of already agreed that they were going to kind of ride out what the government hearings were doing. And unfortunately, Gaines rocked the boat a little bit too much. So when they created the Comic Code Authority, they specifically wrote it to appease the government, but also to punish Gaines. And so they were not like, you can't show horror, you can't show murder, you can't show monsters, you can't show ghouls, you can't do all of these things. And essentially, they made Gaines go out of business.
Oh, good Lord.
Because of this. There was only one book that passed the Comic Code, and he eventually sold it to a little company called DC Comics. The book that he really loved, it was a humor comic called Mad Magazine.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And so EC Comics have been floating around. Dark Horse has been doing republishing classic tales that you can go check out and buy. But now Oni Press has decided to resurrect the titles and bring them back in their own ghoulish way with a bunch of new creators. And so if you are fans of a horror comic, and really there are a lot of horror comics out there today, but if you kind of want to get back to the days of 50s horror comics, then EC Comics is back, and Oni Press is doing that. Starting in August is when we will start seeing a lot of those start to hit the shelves.
Well, that sounds great. I love that old stuff, and I love new takes on it. I'm all about bringing that back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the design of EC Comics covers. Just the big logo that's blocked out half of the page, and
the way they do the header is very much a vibe, right? That's a
iconic.
Really
yeah. And of course we have Crypt Keeper and all of those that we can thank Gaines and EC Comics for bringing to light, as well as dealing with controversial topics that other publishers didn't want to deal with. You can go look at Jack Kirby and his desire to want to do a black hero in a story, and Comic Code Authority was like, no, you can't do that. And so EC Comics was really certainly not as the hero. And so
back then
it was they did some really groundbreaking stuff at the time.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because the start of EC Comics, his father, EC Gaines, really wanted to do Bible comics.
Oh.
and they did have Bible comics for a long time until
William
Gaines took over, and that's when he was like, no, horror is what the kids want these days.
Yeah, when all the people complained about the fish and the loaves of breads, Jesus pulled off his visor and destroyed everybody with his laser beams. That's what I remember from the Bible comics.
100% correct.
Let me ask you this question.
The answer is no.
No. Okay, good. No, I wanted to know, outside of EC Comics, no one else is doing... Well, I guess that's not true. There's
everybody is doing horror comics. It is amazing.
True.
Archie Comics this week has Archie Comics Judgment Day, which is a horror take on Archie. In fact, Archie's been doing horror comics for a long time. Boom Studios has some really great horror comics that are out there. Let's see, who else is doing horror? Dynamite. DC is doing horror comics.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel is doing horror comics with its Red Band version of Blood Hunt.
Yeah.
Every comic publisher has a horror comic out there. And some of them you were like, oh, Dynamite Entertainment, they're doing Disney comics and also this really graphic horror line as well. So there is a lot of good horror comics out there. And it feels kind of nice that EC is coming back, but also seeing that there's this resurgence of horror comics. And I want to say, I would have to go back. This is just off the top of my head, but I want to say that Cullen Bunn, who did The Sixth Gun. If everybody hasn't read The Sixth Gun, go and check it out. They're doing an anniversary omnibus re-release of the entire series.
Really?
Cullen Bunn is a good horror writer, and I would point to him as the person who is kind of responsible for this modern turn back into horror at the comic publishers.
Yeah, the Sixth Gun always reminded me of these old things anyway. Like this kind of like, what if stories of we're in the Old West, but what if there was a bunch of supernatural horror stuff going on in the Old West? And it works so well. I didn't know they were doing a big omnibus. I'm going to have to buy that again. It's so good.
Yeah, it is great. It is. I can't wait to get my hands on it as well.
Fantastic. All right, finally, there's a new movie coming out this weekend. I don't know if it's going to be that big a deal.
I mean, the Fall Guy, from what I hear, that's all I see anyone talking about on Twitter is how good Fall Guy is. So I have a feeling that it's going to continue into a third week at the box office and just dominate.
You don't think anything will crop up to take its crown?
No, so there's Fall Guy, there's If, which both of those I hear. I mean, if you're somebody that doesn't like to go to the movie theater like I do, then I hear both of those are going to be on digital demand here pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I think between those two and what's that other one that's really hot right now, the Apes movie? There's a new Planet of the Apes movie.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I think those are the ones that are going to really hit the box office hard this upcoming weekend.
I'm just saying there's a reason why that Proxima Caesar guy, played by Kevin Durant, there's a reason in the ads.
Didn't he get stabbed in the back like 13 times? That's why they say beware the Ides of March.
It's watch out for the Beanfork, is what they say. But no, the reason he keeps talking about what a wonderful day it is, and I feel like that's an homage to a certain other movie coming out this weekend. So
maybe
beautiful day. What a beautiful day! All right.
Listen, for just as just no relation to anything we're talking about right now, there is a comic book that is like completely out of print, and I bring this up because I was going to do a whole series of comic books related to properties that you and Brian like.
Sure.
And one of them is this one that I know you're really a fanatic of, Scott. It's this little movie called Mad Max Fury Road. I don't know, Brian, if you've heard about this movie or not.
I might have heard. There's somebody I'm sure has mentioned it in my life, maybe once or 1,000 times.
Yeah.
If I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times.
Exactly. Yeah.
So back when Mad Max Fury Road released, DC Comics had a whole series of prequel and tie-in comics to the movie. And for whatever reason, I was just thinking about this the other day, that now would be a great time for people to go and pick up the paperback, because there is a whole Furiosa backstory that is included in the Mad Max Fury Road comic. There is the history of Nux, and Immortan Joe is also covered in this miniseries, as well as the what's the name of the car that Mad Max drives? Scott.
The
Wienermobile.
The Wienermobile, that's it. So you get the whole history of a lot of these things in one prequel
Charger,
comic book.
whatever it is. Charger? No. Shit. Anyway, yes, all of that stuff. You want to go ahead.
Like how we
Interceptor, the freaking Interceptor. Shit.
Okay. So Here's the thing: this would be a perfect time for people to say, "Oh, I want to go read this comic book because it may have some stuff that's related to this Fury Road movie from 2015 or whatever it was, as well as this upcoming movie that I don't know if anybody's going to go see it." But here's the thing, and this is why I think everyone needs to cancel their Max subscriptions.
Oh,
you cannot find the Mad Max Fury Road individual comics or the paperback trade paperback collection anywhere unless you're buying it secondhand, and in which case you're going to be paying like 50, 60, $100 for these things.
Yeah.
Why in the heck would Warner Brothers not say, hey, this is a perfect time to re-release
second printing
this book into the stores so people can get their hands on it? Now, it may be because, hey, wait, all this prequel stuff that's in the comics, written by George Miller, by the way, has nothing to do with the movie or contradicts the movie or whatever. But I went and tracked down the original, at least the Nux and Morton Joe single issues that I had. And yeah, I can see some of the stuff being a little contradictory to what we might see with Furiosa. But then again, it doesn't. I mean, it's George Miller, so he knows what he's doing. I doubt that it does. So again, a perfect time to re-release this stuff, and Warner Brothers isn't doing it.
Did you see?
You're printing money.
Printing
money. No, I did not see the original Fury Road. It was a horrible movie.
I was going to ask. I just want to know if those books talk about Scrotus at all. He has this son that they don't mention in Fury Road, and he's in the video game, and it's supposed to be canon. That he split from Morton Joe, didn't like what his dad was doing. He's still an ass, but he went to do his own thing, and his name is Scrotus, and he has a weird...
I don't remember seeing that in there. There's a whole Wikipedia article on the Fury Road comic book that gives you a real good summary of what was in each of those stories. I'd have to do a control F to see if Scrotus was
like Cliff Notes or something. Yes, if Scrotus is mentioned.
Is mentioned anywhere in there.
Wow, I gotta learn more about Scrotus. I kind of want to play that game again because I loved it so much. And that's another thing they're leaving on the table. Make another game. Sure, you'd sell like crazy.
I'm sure Scrotus is hanging out somewhere.
Well,
so let me ask you a quick question, Scott, if you don't mind, and maybe you too, Brian, you would know.
Sure.
The Fallout series.
Yeah. What about
Amazon released it all at once.
Yeah.
Even though it was set up as a week-to-week release. But at the same time, Amazon also was like, hey, play all of the Fallout video games. Do you think people didn't realize that they should have had a new Fallout game ready to go? Or was the plan all along to say, hey, remember the nostalgia of playing those video games, and then let's re-release all of those old games for people to play?
I don't think so. I've been thinking about this very thing, and I have a take on this that I think is correct.
Okay.
Based on what I know inside Bethesda, they do not. Well, we know this from release dates. They just take forever. So they're working on Fallout 5. That is a game they're making, but it is not even announced yet. It is very early progress, and it's the kind of thing that you cannot necessarily time exactly with the release of a TV show. Those schedules don't align. So what that really came down to was, it'd be great if we had a Fallout 5 or some sort of spinoff or something ready for this, but there was no way to be that ready. Like the game's timeline, especially a big AAA 300-person, multi-year, multi-million-dollar project.
$500 million thing.
Yeah, you don't just pump that out and go, "We're ready." Like, here it is. Like, so what they ended up doing, I think, is what you should do, which is they put out a next-gen patch for 4, and 4 performs so much better on everything now and looks better, plays better. They put out free versions of Vegas or New Vegas and all this other stuff. And then 76 is in really good shape right now. I think they did as much as they could do to take advantage of it, but there was still a feeling like, man, if you guys had just had 5 ready, can you imagine?
Yeah, if Warner Brothers would only have Mad Max Fury Road, the prelude to the blockbuster film comic book, on stands this week.
Right.
Just imagine how many sales they could rack up. At least one I know of.
At least one.
Yeah.
I'd make it all worth it. Anyway, well, Steven, I hope that you get a chance to see it so we can talk about it more down the road. But in the meantime, tell people.
I kind of want to, but geez.
You will. You'll see it.
The movie theater experience is just not.
I know. Yeah. If not now, then later. But at some point you'll see it and you'll tell me what you think. And
what movie or TV show is still on Scott's list that he hasn't seen, Brian? That everybody bugs him about.
So many.
Well, Lately,
Parasite?
yeah.
No,
he saw
I did
Parasite.
Parasite.
Okay.
He's been getting a lot of flack or getting a lot of nudges to see Better Things. Watch the TV show that I recommended last week.
Right.
But,
Okay.
Sounds so good.
But that hasn't been on the list a long time. I'm trying to think of what.
I don't think I'm behind on much now. I think I've
You've
got.
seen She-Hulk. Have you watched
Are
the
you the
Wasp and
person in
Ant-Man?
our group that hasn't seen Goonies, Scott?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen Goonies yet.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna film sack
Yeah.
that, I think, aren't we? Or what was
Yeah,
that?
we
plan?
are. We're definitely going to film sack that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be. I'll say this about Goonies. This is going to be so interesting because Scott doesn't have the experience of watching this as a young child.
All right.
To know how awesome the movie was, to then watch it now
Yeah.
and say, oh, wait a minute, this has got so much inappropriate stuff for young children.
It does.
Yeah, I
That's
don't.
right,
The funny weird thing about it is I've seen so much around Goonies. I know the guy with the weird older brother thing that's a freak, and I know the mom is Throw Mama from the Train mom, and I know the kid when there's a meme where
Sean Astin
truffle shuffle, yeah,
where he's like jerking around with his shirt up and all that, and I know that half short rounds in it, or half round. So I know all these things.
That's the other great thing. You're going to be looking at going, holy crap, all these people got so old.
Yeah.
Martha Plimpton and Kerry Russell and
Thanos.
Brolin and yeah.
I don't. It's 100% a thing I should have seen. There's no reason not to have seen it. I don't know what happened there. Just a missed bullet. Same thing happened with me with what was it? The Wizard.
Never-ending Story?
No, Never-ending Story we saw too much when I was a kid.
Oh,
we
okay.
saw that.
Yeah,
we had
I'm
it on
the person
VHS.
who's not seen Neverending Story.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah.
We should get that on the list.
I don't have time to commit to a Never-ending Story. I'm sorry. I've limited time in my life.
Yeah, there was a funny
I want
article.
Stories that end.
There was a funny headline about a month ago that said, "Studio considering launching a live action remake," and I'm like, "Live action remake? It was live action, you weirdos."
Well, I think when you look at there's a bunch of movies that are getting sequels or prequels or continuations that are going the animated route, and so I think the live action thing is kind of a big deal for people.
Yeah, I guess so. It just seemed weird to call a live action movie based on another live action movie a reboot in live action.
Oh man,
Weird.
I'm kind of jealous of both of you in a little ways because part of me would love to see Goonies again for the first time, or to watch Neverending Story again for the first time.
Really?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
I mean, they are staples of our childhood, no doubt.
Yeah.
And both of us have missed one of them, so we have to make the universe.
God, have you guys
pure
seen
again.
what's the Dark Crystal? Have you guys seen Dark Crystal?
Yes.
Hell yes.
Yep, both saw it. I saw it in the theaters too. Yeah.
Many times over and over and over and over. That movie. I love that movie. Big fan. Yeah. And I also I think the
I've
new
learned
show
something
was
new
amazing.
about both of you today that I'm a little shook.
Really? About the two movies we haven't seen?
The two movies that you haven't seen, and I guess I didn't really realize, Scott, that you were a huge fan of Mad Max Fury Road. I just didn't realize that.
Yeah, pretty low on my list, right?
It's a nice discovery, yeah. I'm sure there's something in your closet, Steven, some movie.
Yes, there is a movie. Here's a confession. A movie I haven't seen, but I think I'm going to watch it tonight if I can. I've never seen the Hellraiser movies.
Oh, they're a great time. First one is still freaky as hell, I think.
Yeah.
The mattress.
Yeah, dude, the mattress, the portal to hell that is the mattress.
You've got to get rid of the mattress.
Got to get rid of that mattress. You're going to love it, dude. Watch those. And the new one, I like that new reboot thing they did. I know it was controversial, but I liked it. Yeah. Was it a series? I don't remember now what it was.
I thought it was a series.
Was it? I thought it was just a film. But either way, more Pinhead in my life is what I need.
Yeah.
Thanks for being our Pinhead today, and we hope
not a problem.
that we hope you have a great week. Please tell us more about major spoilers and what's going on over there.
Sure, if you're trying to find all sorts of comic book related stuff, what's going on, new releases, sneak peeks, and more, you want to head over to majorspoilers.com. If you're looking for podcasts talking about comic books, RPG games that we're playing, or even tabletop game news, Dan Patrice does the Munchkin Land show for us every other Monday.
Yeah.
You can go check that out at majorspoilers.com.
Very nice. And also, I've got this water here. Why? Why do I need it? What's the
because
point?
it is summertime and we definitely need to stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated. It's good advice.
Very true. Yes.
It's kind of our get your cat spayed or neutered.
It is
message, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do it
It is absolutely yes.
Every time he's on.
Hydrate your cat and then have it spayed or neutered.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Check this out. A couple things here.
All right. Okay.
Notes of interest. Today at 3 p.m., I will be guesting on the Apple Vision show over there on Tom's network with his wife, Eileen, and Sarah Lane host that. They're going to have me on as a guest, and we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, but in particular, I'm going to bring something to bear on the flushed state of emulation apps that are now in the iOS store. Like, out of nowhere, once they lifted a couple of rules, this stuff just flooded on there. There's PSP emulation, PS2 emulation,
Game Boy one,
all that stuff.
Yeah,
Delta's awesome because it does all the Nintendo stuff. Anyway, a lot of people don't understand why that's happening and why previous to this you could get the stuff on Android but never iOS. Well, what changed? We're going to talk about that today at 3 p.m. And then tonight at 5, normally we did move Monday show to 4, but we've moved this one to 5 because of the previous commitment. So tonight at 5, Monday show, me and Carter on the air. Don't miss it. Brian, do you have anything going up today? Anything posting? Anything going on? Do you want to mention?
Yeah, I've been working on that Brian's Wheel of Hobbies. I've got I'm not going to wait till the artwork is fully done to start doing this. I'm hopefully going to get one of them out today, just do a live thing and just see what if it's a Millennium Falcon build day, if it's an airbrush Magneto's helmet day, if it's paint Drax miniature day, or work on a 3D project day. So we'll see what it is.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
sounds fantastic to me.
Follow me. Go to YouTube. Brian Ibbett on YouTube. Two B's, two T's, folks.
Right.
Always spell Ibbett with 2 B's and 2 T's. YouTube.com. Brian Ibbett.
Nice.
Takes you there. Cool.
Go check it out. That's it for us. Frogpants.com/TMS for all the things. If you would like to hear some music, I have great news. Brian's going to play a request. What do we got?
I am indeed. Keaton wrote in and said, "Hey, Scuffed and Borked, longtime listener, longtime requester, and you guys still remain part of my daily audio diet. I'm turning 31 this year, and although I know that I'm not that old, I'm starting to feel it a little. I'm getting a few too many gray hairs. I'm starting to know less and less of the new slang, and I recently injured my ankle, and this piece of garbage is taking so long to heal up. This sucks."
Man.
A lot of caps in there.
Yeah.
Since I know I'm feeling older, could I get a cover of any old school R&B song from the likes of The Spinners, Smokey Robinson, Al Green, Marvin Gaye, etc.? Also, since I'm really just starting my 30s, any tips for the decade from 2 guys who've done this ride before? Thanks for all you do. Love the show, though. Keaton.
Well, you're young enough to get this.
Let's party!
And that's because you're just really in your 30s. You're a baby still. You don't realize
Yeah.
it. Here's the only advice I have. Don't think you're old yet. Because you're not.
Right, exactly. Yes.
You're not even close. All right.
You're not even close. You may have a bum ankle, but listen, we all get stuff like that. And if I could impart one piece of advice from my 30s, it would be when you're 50, try to remember something from your 30s and realize how difficult it is.
Yeah, that is hard.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to try one. Significant memory from my 30s.
That isn't just, your child being born. Or
No,
something like that.
yeah, those are obvious. But like part of that is because we were raising kids in our 30s, right?
Yeah.
And that takes so much of your time and your focus that you forget everything else you did. I guess
exactly.
I started Frog Pants in my 30s there. That's
true, yeah.
That's as good as I got. I got nothing else. I can't remember shit.
Very good. All right, well, let's get to your request. Keaton wanted something from old school R&B. How about this one right here? It comes from The Man in the High Castle, the unofficial soundtrack to that show called Resistance Radio. Came out in 2017.
Nice.
Had a lot of amazing covers on there from this alternate reality world. And one of those covers is a cover of Smokey Robinson Miracle's Who's Lovin' You? This one performed by Kellis. Get it right here on your TMS. Here's Kellis doing Who's Lovin' You?
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
What in the hell happened to you?
Oh, well, Nicolas Cage, let me tell you, see.
Hell.
Meow. Meow, see, meow.
Yeah, I guess I was in